I can always tell how long I will tolerate being in a place by the number of books on the shelves. When I've read them all, it's usually time to move on. Glancing at the bookshelf in my boyfriend's bedroom, I can't help wondering why I've stayed here long enough to read all the books multiple times. My job prohibits me from having any access to the internet whatsoever, so books are all I have. For the first time in my life, I feel trapped. I'm stuck. Actually stuck. Me, the queen of running away. Of course, I could always buy new books, but that has never been my style. Collecting sentimental possessions would anchor me to my surroundings. If I let myself get attached, when I inevitably need to leave, it will only hurt more for every item I leave behind. This is a lesson I had to learn the hard way. Turning away from the bookshelf, my eyes fall on the dreary city outside our bedroom window. A thick, heavy fog blankets the capital, obscuring the buildings from view. Although it is gloomy, I am grateful I don't have to look at the architecture this morning. I always remember similar buildings being sketched in pencil on sheets of white paper by a pair of strong hands. I see superior buildings being born in a pair of stormy eyes, and the wheels spinning in a complex mind, determined to bring abstract ideas to reality. My brother. I exhale sharply. Every time I think of Cole, I feel like I've been punched in the gut. When I don't think of him, it's a little better. I only have the vague empty sensation one might feel after losing a kidney or a lung. The body can function without a few spare chunks of meat, but there is an awkward period of adjustment before the loss becomes normal, before one stops wondering whether they can really go on with their insides mutilated. When will this be normal for me? 5 years have passed. I thought I would have made peace with his absence by now. But I am always conscious that something has been ripped away. At first, we continued to exchange letters, and that made things bearable. But when Cole stopped replying a few months ago, I started to lose my mind. Does he still care? I've written him dozens of letters, and they've all gone unanswered. This radio silence is killing me.
I had a home. I had a loving family. This is nothing like that. Convinced that the house isn't burning to ashes, I step back into my room. I listen closely for a moment longer, just to double-check that there are no intruders intent on murdering me in my sleep. The only sound that reaches my ears is the faint clickety-clack of my foster sister's keyboard from across the hall. A crooked smile touches my lips. Scarlett is one of the only reasons I have remained here. Up until recently, I've made it a habit to escape from my foster homes at the first sign of trouble. I would have hightailed it out of here long ago, if not for the strange young girl who lives across the hall. Scarlett Smith is very peculiar. She has serious lips that hardly ever smile, and a mind that's sharp as a razor blade. What really gets me is her eyes. They are pale blue, innocent, and wounded. I just don't feel comfortable leaving this house unless I know that she's going to be okay. When we're sitting across from each other at the dinner table, sometimes she studies me in a way that makes me feel like she knows me. This is ridiculous, of course, because we've only lived in the same house for a few weeks, but I still find something about her unsettling. I was supposed to have a sister. My mother was 7 months pregnant when the fire happened. I like to imagine that my sister would have been clever and capable like Scarlett. Sometimes, living in this house with her, I like to imagine that Scarlett could really be my sister. And, for a moment, I feel at peace, like I haven't lost everything. For a moment, it doesn't hurt. I never had thoughts like this before. In all my crappy foster homes, I never encountered someone that I could even stand to be around. I suppose they did bring Scarlett to live here because they thought she could benefit from living with me, due to my impressive academic record. But it was a big surprise to actually begin to think of her as family. From what I've gathered, Scarlett has never had any family of her own and doesn't seem to have any friends.